The advice and opinions expressed by the host of Autism Live and her guests are meant solely as suggestion and should not be in any way construed as child-specific advice. Any choices you make in determining your child's treatment are completely at your own discretion.
Good morning and welcome to Autism Live. Do you know what today is? Today is the day before the day that we are going to be starting the Autism Network podcastathon. So I'm very excited. We're going to be here with you for an abbreviated show this morning because we've got so much to do and so much to talk about. And I want you to store your questions for tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. But do you remember, I know I'm much older than a lot of you, but when I was a kid and a teenager, when it was time for the new fall shows to premiere, right before they would start to premiere, like especially the day before they were going to do the new cartoons on Saturday morning, they would do like a half an hour special where they would say, here's what's coming up in the new fall premiere. And I loved that as a kid. So that's kind of what today is. I want to say a couple of things first, that if you are watching live right now, please feel free to write into the chat. I'm not going to be answering any questions today, but we will appreciate you guys writing in questions that you have, because I'm building banks of questions to start each one of the shows with. Like if you have a question for Dr. Temple Grandin, or if you have a question for Holly Robinson Pete, or John Montaigne, or Kobe Bird, or Dr. Stephen Shore, anybody, you can be sending those in right now, and I'll be keeping tabs on those. But I won't be answering those questions this morning. So we're joining you right now. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and you can be writing in on any of those platforms. Our fabulous Traven is going to show you some of the different ways that you can be watching not only this show, but all of our shows and the podcastathon, which starts tomorrow. Yes. We love interaction. It's one of the reasons why we started out live, why we continue to do live. We know that many of you need convenience, and so you're watching us in podcast or listening to us in podcast, and that's perfectly fine. But boy, have we got something for you the next couple of days, because no matter what hour it is, you could be tuning in and listening to us in your car, on your phone, on your computer, whatever it is, that iHeartRadio, all the different places that Traven is going to be showing you right now. So, I'm overwhelmed, verklempt and overwhelmed and weepy, because it just feels like we're standing at the base of Mount Everest, and we've got all our equipment ready to go up the mountain, and we're going to try to go up the mountain. For those of you who haven't heard before, the Autism Network podcastathon is a 44, fingers crossed, hour nonstop live stream that we're going to be bringing to you. It starts tomorrow. Now, just to be clear, tomorrow morning, we're still going to do a live Ask Dr. Doreen, and you can ask questions during that hour. We're going to be talking a lot about the podcastathon too, but we'll take some questions during that hour. Then we're going to take a brief nap, and then we're going to get started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, 3 o'clock Pacific time. So for those of you on the East Coast, at 6 o'clock, do the math for whatever time zone you are in. We are going to start our live streams. And I'm going to run through the 44 hours really quickly to give you a quick preview about what you'll see in each hour. I want to direct you, though, to go to autismnetwork.com. And when you go there, we put it in as many places as we could find to put it, so that you could find it. If you go to the 3 little dashes, you can hit podcastathon. At the top, there's a podcastathon button. There's a huge thing that says click here for the calendar. Click any of them. If you get to the place where it shows you the circle and you want to see the calendar, just click the box in the middle that says calendar by hour. And then you can scroll along with me. This is the neighborhood that we've been living in, and this is the place, this is the jet that's about to take off. So you ready? I'm going to go through the rundown of the 44 hours. But before I do that, let me just say, I've got on my desk this really wonderful thing that I might use during the podcastathon. It's called the Family Talk. This one is Family Talk 2. This is from Discovery Toys. And we're really thrilled that Discovery Toys is participating with us throughout the podcastathon. There will be hours where we will be giving away gift certificates, $25 gift certificates that you guys can win. And what you'll do to win is every hour that we're offering the gift certificates, and we'll let you know at the start of the hour if it's an hour that where we're giving gift certificates away. If you write in a comment, you will be entered to win. And you can, every time that you comment, and please don't spam us and just write nothing. Write in a comment, right? If it's a comment or a question, or you can tag somebody in it, anything that's a comment, then we will put a slip of piece of paper into a hat, and we will pick however many names that we're going to draw out that hour. Now, you can only win once, right? Because we have to make it fair for everybody else. So you can only win once, but we want you to participate and get a $25 gift certificate from Discovery Toys. Every year we have lots of winners in our toy guide from Discovery Toys. I love their toys. So I guarantee you'll find something that you really, really, really want. So I'm encouraging you all to participate. And at the top of every hour, we'll tell you whether that's an hour where we're giving away gift certificates. Because we always love the interaction. We want to reward you for interacting. So, and I'll try to remember to tell you which hours as we're going through. But as we start hour one, the kickoff for this whole thing, we will definitely be giving away some gift certificates during that hour for Discovery Toys. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. Traven's got, this is what the calendar, I'm Carol Merrill on the wrong side. This is what the calendar looks like, and he's going to scroll through as I'm scrolling through. So hour one, the kickoff, is Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh will be here with me, and our guests during that hour, get ready for this, you sitting down, Joe Mantegna, wonderful, brilliant actor, director, producer. You know him from Criminal Minds. You also know him as Fat Tony on The Simpsons. He's going to be here with us. Then we've got Holly Robinson Peete, wonderful actress and singer. Did you just see her get unmasked on The Masked Singer? We lost our minds. I can't wait to talk to her about it. I knew that the girl could sing. I have stood next, like 5 feet away from her when she sang the national anthem at Dodger Stadium. And let me tell you, I knew she was a singer. Still, I didn't know she could sing like that. She blew the doors off of everybody, and she looked good while she was doing it too. So we're going to talk with her about that, about what's going on over at Hallmark. And then the fabulous Kobe Bird. He is, we just love him so much. He's the actor that was on Speechless and The Good Doctor, and then played Rufus on Netflix's Lock and Key. So the three of them are going to be with us the whole hour. We're going to give away some gift certificates. We're going to talk with them about a bunch of different things. You guys can write it and ask them questions. It's going to be an amazing hour. Then for hour two, we're going to launch right into Ask Dr. Doreen. And Dr. Doreen's going to be there for that whole hour answering your questions about whatever. That will be another hour where we will be giving away gift certificates during that hour. Hour three, we're still Ask Dr. Doreen. Dr. Doreen and I will be here, but she's going to take the whole hour and just talk about anxiety, because it's a critical part of our community and our lives for all of us, for individuals who are on the spectrum, but for those of us who love them as well. We're all kind of struggling with anxiety. So we're going to give away some gift certificates during that hour, and she's going to be talking about anxiety and answering questions specifically about anxiety. Then hour four, we're going to turn the corner, and for the first time, we're going to be doing an Autism Live hour during the podcastathon, and my guest will be Dr. Stephen Shore. If you have not seen any of the interviews we've ever done with Dr. Stephen Shore, let me just tell you a little bit about him. He's the guy who started the phrase, when you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. He's a wonderful advocate. He's a professor at Adelphi, and he is just a beautiful speaker, speaks around the world about advocacy for individuals who are on the spectrum. He identifies himself as being on the spectrum. Just an amazing, amazing expert. Then hour five, there she is. Dr. Temple Grandin will be live with us throughout that hour. That day is the day that her new book comes out on autism and education. It's Autism and Education as I See It is the title of it. If you haven't already pre-ordered it, it's a book we're all going to need to have, right? Because education, big portion of our lives when we are under the age of 18, right? So can't wait to talk to her about that, but she's going to be taking your questions live. If you already know you have a question for her and you want it at the top of the list, you can send it in right now. I will put it at the top of the list. But so an amazing live hour with Dr. Grandin, and we will be taking live questions. And we don't do that very often. Can I tell you, we have her live sometimes, but usually we ask for all of the questions ahead of time. We're going to be taking live questions, especially ones about her book. So if you don't have the book already, get it ordered. Then hour 6, we have a bunch of different hours throughout the podcastathon where we're doing stories from the spectrum with different guest hosts. And some of them are doing 2 hours. So hour 6 is with Dr. Kerry Magro, and he's doing a 2-parter, 15 things to consider when it comes to autism. And so this will be part 1. You're going to love him. He is just absolutely amazing. Okay, moving on to hour 7, we're going to change it up a little bit, and you're going to see some amazing performances by some amazing artists in the Spec Lab Records arena. They are going to be presenting the music you need to hear. So we're really super excited about them. Garth Herberger will be here with us talking about these wonderful artists, and we'll get to hear from the artists themselves. Hour 8, because we got a full bag of all kinds of things. It's Cooking with Connor, and Connor is an award-winning chef. He's 13 years old, and his mama is about the proudest woman on the face of the planet. Carrie, she'll be here with us then doing that. It's a takeover hour. They're going to do the full hour. They're actually going to be in their kitchen cooking one of Connor's favorite recipes. If you've never watched a Cooking with Connor, let me just tell you, you're going to want to check that out. He's an amazing young man who has fought so hard to get as much verbal communication as possible, and he's an amazing chef. So you'll want to check that out. Then hour 9, a 25-year look across the spectrum. That's a wonderful podcast that's going to be doing a takeover. It's Kelly Birmingham, who is a board certified BCBA, and she works on social skills, and she just has such a wonderful viewpoint. And Jennifer Lucera is going to be with her hosting that, because they host that regularly. If you've never checked out their podcast, it's so amazing because you get a mom's perspective and a BCBA's perspective. And that sounds familiar, right? Because that's, a lot of what we do here, that's me and Dr. Doreen, but it's totally different because they're coming from different points of view. I love it, and they're hilarious. So you're definitely going to want to tune in for that. Then in hour 10, Kobe Bird's going to come back with his mom, Rachel Bird. You guys know her from Let's Talk All the Things with Rachel Bird, but you've never seen the two of them interacting together, and they're a panic and a half. We are so excited about their hour because you'll see if you tune into hour 1, we commissioned for Kobe to do a painting for us that you'll see in the studio during hour 1. And Kobe live during this show is going to do another painting, which then they will be auctioning off to benefit, I believe, I don't want to say what it benefits because I'll let them tell you. But it's going to be a great hour. Mother and son, really, they're so much fun. And let's see if, because they sing all the time when they're together. So let's see if that happens as well. Hour 11, we're going to journey to South Africa. Ilana Gershlovitz is going to bring her entire family on her podcast, which is called Autism What Now? Ilana has been on our show before. She is the author of Saving My Sons, and her husband is going to join her, and her oldest son will join as well, to talk about the perspective of when, because they have 2 sons diagnosed on the spectrum, what the perspective is like for a mom, what it's like for a dad, and what it's like for a sibling. So really interested in that conversation. In hour 12, Swathi Chatapalli will be joining us with the Autism Awareness Radio Show, along with her husband. They are the parents of Siri, who is the subject of the new documentary, My Name is Siri. And Siri does the jewelry designs by Siri. So that's going to be an amazing hour. You're definitely going to want to check that out. And then hour 13, Mandy Ralston, is going to be joining us for her podcast. I hope this podcast gets you to sleep. It's all about ASD and sleep issues impacting the quality of life. And her guest for that hour is the amazing Dr. Eric Larson. So, oh my gosh, what a brilliant expert in the field of autism he is. We're at Twitter when we found that out the other day. So you're not going to want to miss that hour. Keep in mind, all of these shows will be live, and then the week after, they'll be available in podcasts as well. So if you miss something, they will be recorded. Then hour 14, I direct your attention. I will be back at 4 a.m. in the morning. Yes, that's going to be fun. And for the first time ever on Autism Live, I am going to be doing live my Crystal Ball of Autism talk. This is a talk that I've given all over the country so many times, and I've never done it before live. So that's going to be something. You're going to have to mop me down afterwards because I cry a little bit. But that should be a fun hour. And then it's still me during hour 15. I'm going to be giving the first part of a two-parter, my top 10 tips for parents of young children on the spectrum. So if your kids are, under the age of, I'd say 7, the kinds of things that I am recommending that to help you to focus to get the most out of those early years. Now, if you have a child that's older than that, fear not, because on the next day, I do the companion piece, which is for older kids, teens, and adults. But then take a look, hour 16, the fabulous Dr. Mary Barbera and her podcast, Turn Autism Around. Ooh, and she's going to be talking about increasing talking, getting more communication, and decreasing tantrums, and improving self-care skills. I mean, I can't wait to see that. And she's always so great about giving you action steps. So she's going to give you 3 things that you can start doing that day. Wonderful. You can't beat that. Then hour 17, the amazing Amy Gravino. She is an autism consultant, a professional speaker. She is an autism sexuality advocate and relationship coach. She's going to be talking during this hour about her journey, what it was like for her as a woman, as a young girl being diagnosed with autism, and now as a grown woman and a professional woman, what it's like charting that territory. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Then in hour 18, we're going to start a series with Dr. Doreen. Sometimes we're doing Ask Dr. Doreen, and other hours we're going to be talking with Dr. Doreen, where she is going to be interviewing people that she has known over the years and that have been really influential for her. So in this first half hour of this first hour, she's going to be talking with a bunch of individuals that she's working with right now in Saudi Arabia. And so that'll be really wonderful. And in the second half of the hour, she's going to be talking with Dr. Stephen Edelson, who's the director of the Autism Research Institute. Oh my gosh, that's going to be an amazing hour. I know that that Dr. Granpeesheh and Dr. Edelson have known each other for a long time, and both were very influenced by Dr. Bernie Rimland. So that will be an amazing hour to hear about that and about the basis of when Dr. Granpeesheh says, I'm looking at the whole individual, not just this diagnosis of autism, why it's so important to her, because Bernie Rimland was really a big influence for her and Dr. Edelson. They'll talk about that. Then in hour 19, it's back to straight Ask Dr. Doreen, as well as hour 20. We never have enough time to answer you guys' questions, so mark those down. Be sure to tune in then and be asking your questions. It might be that you heard something in hour 14 that you're like, I need a follow-up, so you can be asking about that. Then hour 21, we're so excited. The Autism Partnership Foundation is going to be taking over that hour. Justin Leaf will be here with Dr. Joe Sihone. I think I'm saying his name wrong, but 2 amazing gentlemen talking about progressive ABA, that quality ABA that we keep talking about, why it's so important, how to recognize it. It's going to be an amazing hour. They'll share what the research is and why this is so important to our community in this pivotal time. Then hour 22, Rachel Bird is back with me for Let's Talk All the Things. And Rachel and I are going to be talking about a wide variety of things during that hour, including our feelings on what it was like in the beginning. And it's the first time we've ever done it live. So we'll be taking your questions during that hour, which is really, really exciting. Then hour 23 and hour 24, we're back to talking with Dr. Doreen. She's going to be interviewing some of the heroes that she has worked with over the years. In the first hour, Vince Redman, who's a licensed marriage and family therapist that we've had on the show many times, will be back talking with her. Dr. Catherine Hurd is going to be with her, and Jay O'Connor, who is one of the people on the board of Autism Care Today. So we're excited about that hour. Then look in the next hour, she's going to have Sarah Litvak, who is very important, certifying I can speak. It's a new language for me. Sarah is a part of a group of people that certifies ABA providers. And once they have that certification, then you know that you can have a little bit of a surety that they're doing the kinds of things that we want to see. Then look, legend Ariva Martin will also be during that hour, the Special Needs Network and so many things. She's such a wonderful advocate. And then they'll round out that hour with Hank Moore and John Galley. If you haven't heard me tell the Hank stories, oh my gosh, Hank. I lose my mind around Hank because if you read Christina Adams' book, A Real Boy, he's featured throughout the book. And, there are all these things that she has questions about her son. And she says, I know, I'll call Hank. Hank said this, Hank did that. And the first time I ever met Hank, I thought I was going to lose my mind. For me, he's like a rock star. And I cried and screamed and made a complete and total boob of myself. And people were like, what is the deal? Because Hank is very unassuming, but he's a brilliant expert in the field of autism. So she's going to be talking with all of those wonderful people. Then take a look at this. Hour 25, the Autism Helper podcast with Sasha Long. She's going to be talking about unlocking the secrets of executive functions. So if you're pulling your hair out going, why doesn't my 9-year-old think to pick this up while they're going there? Or why didn't they hand in the homework? Or, why can they just not organize their room or themselves? This is your hour. You definitely want to check that out. And the Autism Helper podcast not only gives you tips of things to do, but then if you haven't checked out their website, they have lots of materials to companion pieces to go with the things that they're talking about that will help you. It's really great. Then hour 26, I think we're halfway now. So hour 26, Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. We're having special guests, Tamara Mark Olson, and Thiago Dadult. Apologies if I didn't get their names, pronunciations right, but they've got a new documentary film out called Beyond that is absolutely amazing. Tamara is the mother of 2 individuals who are pretty impacted on the spectrum, and it's a documentary about her life with her 2 sons and what she's trying to do along with Mark Olson now at the Beyond Ranch. It's going to be a very inspirational hour. We're looking forward to you guys being there with us for hour 26. Hour 27, the Ed Asner Family Center is going to be here. They're going to be talking about some of the amazing things that are going on at the center right now, including their new day program for adults, which is so inspirational. And oh my gosh, Matt Asner and Nava Paskowitz Asner, the things that they do, what a gift to our community they are. So they're going to be talking about some of that during hour 27. You won't want to miss it. Then hour 28, Taka, the Autism Community in Action, is going to be joining us to give an update about these new numbers, 1 in 36, from support to action to hope. We've got 2 amazing ladies, Jessica DeLong and Ryan Erb from Taka, who are going to be talking about what these numbers mean, how they break them down, what you might want to do as a result of it, how you want to take this back to your community. It's going to be a very inspirational hour. Then look, hour 29, Kerry Magro comes back to give the second part of his 15 things to consider when it comes to autism. You're going to love it. That's a Stories from the Spectrum. Hour 30, the Just Two dads Sean Francis and Brian Altunian. They're hilarious. They were in here the other day getting ready and seeing what the lay of the land was, and they are two of the funniest guys, but they're also financial geniuses, and they're going to be talking about their new support group for dads. So moms, if you're tuning in, this might be something you want to refer your dads to. And dads, you should be checking out their new support group. It's really, really wonderful. And then they're going to talk about financial literacy for special needs families, because we all need to have that piece together, because we're not going to live forever, right? Then hour 31, I'm so thrilled and proud that Danny Bowman from Danimation Studios is going to be joining us. She's going to be giving a free art lesson during hour 31, which you guys are going to really love. If you don't know Danny, she is an amazing, amazing artist, is the founder and CEO of Danimation, but she also, you may have seen her on Autism and Love on Love. No, it's Love on the Spectrum. Isn't that the name of it? On Netflix, the USA version. She is just a stunningly beautiful, talented young woman, really making a difference, self-taught. And now she has a master's degree in art and all these, and business and all these things that she's got her BFA and her MFA now. She'll tell you all about that. But she's teaching other individuals now on the spectrum how to animate and how to draw. It's amazing. Free hour of free art lessons. So you got to tune in for that. Then hour 32, I'm going to be joined by Moira Giammatteo for Let's Talk Movies. And for this episode, we're just going to be talking about the history of autism in the movies. I think it's going to shake down to a really interesting conversation. We hope that you'll participate with that. Then hour 33, Kyle Jessel, the driven autism dad, is going to be with us. And he's going to be talking about how to thrive in chaos, how to change. He really is somebody who wants to support families so that they can get to the happy instead of being in the frustrated, because he's a dad that he was in the frustrated and he got himself into the happy, and he wants to help you to get there too. Then hour 34, I'm going to give that other part of the conversation that I was talking about, my top 10 tips for parents of older kids, teens, and adults. Things that I've picked up along the way that I think will help to support you. Hour 35, Autism Journey with Elijah. We met this amazing, amazing mom who's doing these amazing, amazing live feeds. And so Lori is going to be with you during that hour talking about what it's like for her being a mom of an autistic son. So we really look forward to her during that hour. Then hour 36 and 37, I'm back because I like the late night hours. So in hour 36, I'm a night owl. Hour 36, I'm going to be here with Bob DeMarco, and I think Tresha Allen is also going to be here with me they're getting up in the middle of the night and coming to the studio, which is crazy. They're troopers. We're going to be talking about Ability Life Solutions and how sometimes it just feels like there's so many things that you don't know, and how can you possibly find them all and capitalize on all the things that are available? And Ability Life Solutions is helping families to figure that out so that you don't miss anything. Then in hour 37, I'm only doing things here that I've never done before that I said I would never do, but in hour 37, I'm welcoming my longtime friend, Therese McLaughlin. She was the director of my one-woman comedy show, The Autism Monologues, and we are going to show some clips from that. It's kind of embarrassing for me, but we're going to show some clips. Hopefully you'll find them hilarious, and we're going to talk about what that process was like and what the whole thing was about the autism monologues. I am not going to sing. She's going to ask me to sing, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be hoarse by then. Okay, let's motor through because we're around in the corner to the end here. Hour 38. And by the way, if we did 1 in 44 because that's what the prevalence number was, right? And now it's 1 in 36. So keep in mind, if we were doing it by what the new prevalence numbers were, all of these hours wouldn't be here. When people say to me, oh, 36 is the same as 44, au contraire, my friends. Look at how many hours we're doing past 36. Okay, so hour 38 is the SJ Child Show, and they are bringing with them the Global Autism Project. They have partnered together for skills training on a global level, especially places like the Ukraine. It's going to be an amazing hour. I know that Molly Pinney is going to be here from the Global Autism Project with her, and I think a few more people from the Global Autism Project will be here as well. That'll be an inspirational hour. Then hour 39, we got another dad, the Autism Dadvocate, Paul Carroll, is going to be here, and he's going to be talking about how can fathers of autistic kids lean in and embrace their unique experience. He's got a wonderful guest who's going to be with him. We're really excited. He is such a calming presence. I'm telling you, dads, we tried really hard not to leave you out. Make sure you take advantage of that hour. Hour 40, Tom Island is going to be here to host a segment of Stories from the Spectrum, and he's going to be talking about love, marriage, and relationships on the spectrum. And he is bringing with him Rosetta Walker, who is the queen of inspiration and someone very important to him. I'll let him tell you who. Then our 41 Stories from the Spectrum, again with Amy Gravino. And Amy's special guest is going to be Dr. Peter Gerhardt. I'm going to be awake for that because I'm not missing that. That we've never had Dr. Gerhardt on the show before, but I've always wanted him on the show, so I'm going to be glued to the screen for that. Then hour 42, Ask Dr. Doreen. Dr. Doreen's going to be back. She's going to answer questions during that hour, and there may be a special guest during that hour. I'm just saying, I don't know. Right? Then hour 43, again, there is the possibility of a special guest, but the first half of the hour, it's the potty training talk. You guys have asked her to do the definitive potty training talk. She's going to give it to you the first half hour. And then the last hour is our final hour. And we're going to do a couple of things during that hour. Don't tell Dr. Doreen, but we hope that we have a little birthday surprise for her because her birthday is the week after. So we're hopeful for that. And throughout the podcastathon, we're going to be raising money during the hours that I'm hosting. We're going to be taking donations towards iPads through Autism Care Today, because I want to be able to put some iPads into some individuals' hands to help them to communicate. If we raise $5,000 or more, Dr. Grant Puchet is going to shave my head bald on the show. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on you all to bring in 5,000 because I am ready to lose the Brillo pad, the white Brillo pad. I love to be bald. I'm all good with it. Let's make it happen. And she'll do it right here. And somebody said, will you do the thing where she goes down the middle first so that you look like a crazy person? Yes. Yes, we will do that. Yes, I want to do that because I want for some people to have some iPads. So there is the place where you can go to donate right now, givebetter.com/iPad challenge. And let's get my head shaved, because when we're done, I'm going to be ready for my head to be shaved. That's the 44 hours, my friends. That's what we've been working on to bring you. It's a little bit of everything. There's something for everyone. If you're an individual who's on the spectrum and you were looking for voices of people who are on the spectrum, let me tell you, we have lined up more people here to speak in these 44 hours than ever I have seen ever anywhere. So I'm excited about that. If you're a dad, we've got more hours with dads than I've ever seen in one place. If you're a mom, we've got you covered there. If you're a teacher, we've got you covered. If you are a professional, we've got you covered. So something for everyone. You can't watch it all, right? Because nobody can. I can't even stay awake for the whole thing. I'm going to be sleeping in a mattress just over there. And with strict instructions that they have to wake me up should they need me for anything when I'm not on camera. But we will podcast the entire thing. Just give us some time, because we won't have it in the days directly after, because we will need rest, and I'm going to have to go wax my bald head. So we'll have other things going on. Anyway, Can you tell how excited I am? I'm really excited about this. I want to say one thing. I've heard a lot over the years about how well the autism community doesn't play well with each other. And I just want to say, no, that isn't true. Because as I reached out to all of these people with their own podcasts, with their own organizations, and said, do you want to be a part of this? There was no hesitation. Everybody said, yes, yes, please. We'd like to lend our voices to this. So don't listen when people say that the autism community can't play well together. We have proof otherwise. And all of this is free to anyone who can listen and watch around the world if you have the internet. So I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. We've put out press releases. We've been trying to get news crews, and hopefully they're going to participate. But I'm asking you to please tell everyone you know that has any part in the autism community. Can you please rally the cry for people to tune in and watch, because that's what's going to enable us to stay on the air and keep doing programming that we already do and more events like this. And so, I'm asking, begging, and pleading, please share the feed. Once it's live, share it on whatever platform. You can share it now. We have an event on Facebook that you can share the live event. And it'll remind you to tune in, and share it on your own feed, or tell other people about it, or write in and comment. I forgot to keep telling you when we were giving away the gift certificates, but there are a lot of hours that we're giving away the gift certificates. So make sure that you tune in, and everybody has a chance to win one of the $25 gift certificates. And this is just one of the many things that I love that they do. Wait till you go look at their website. They have amazing toys on Discovery Toys. Believe me, you will be thrilled with a $25 gift certificate. So that's all we're going to do today. And I apologize for ducking out early, but you can see we have a couple of things to do. So I'm so excited to be here with all of you. One of the things that we say is "Si se puede," and we hold hands together. So hold hands with me. Let's step into this new realm where there's all kinds of support and help. And I guarantee you that if you tune in, you're going to see you're not alone. There's a whole lot of people working really hard to let you know you're not alone, whether you are the person who is on the spectrum or you are the person who loves someone on the spectrum. You are not alone. There are people working on answers who want to help you to get to the good stuff. So hold hands. Si se puede. We get there together. All right, my friends. When next I see you, it will be the day of. We're still doing that Ask Dr. Doreen in the morning, but it will be the day of. So keep good thoughts for us that we're able to do this, and share, because it's all free information, and you know that people won't find it unless somebody tells them where to find it. Much love, sending you hugs, and we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much. See you next time.